That didn't go over well. Hey guys, this is Zach with IT Career Questions. I am currently at work right now at my awesome job. I'm making up some time because I am going on vacation next week. So I'm here in my sweet blue hoodie, imaging computers and taking care of some tickets. I've already been here for a few hours and I'm starting to die down here and just finish up some things. So I figured I'd do a quick live stream, maybe go over a little bit of what I'm actually doing. So, this is going to be obviously recorded, people can see this, but if there's anybody out there watching, feel free to, leave me a comment and I'd be more than happy to talk to you. For now, I will probably just go ahead and discuss. Actually, let me edit this really quick. Um, all right, there we go. So, I just wanted to quickly go ahead and edit the title to this. So, anyway, like I said, I am currently at work and I am imaging about 8 computers right now. And if you've ever seen any of my videos before, you know that we use Microsoft Deployment Toolkit here, and it works fantastic. I'm a big fan of the Deployment Toolkit, and we actually use a program called SpecOps, which basically sits like right on top of MDT, and it handles, you know, um, a lot more than MDT. You still use MDT to build your images and to um, handle the actual deployment. SpecOps, it handles parts of it in different ways. It's so weird how it is all set up. But you can basically manage your drivers and your different models through SpecOps, which it kind of makes it, I guess, a little bit easier than MDT. So that's pretty cool. It actually acts a lot like SCCM, which, if you are familiar with Microsoft's tools, SCCM is a Microsoft tool. And I see here, I'm looking on my my work computer here, and there seems to be a lot of lag, and that is probably due to us changing a lot of wireless settings here. So if you're watching live and you notice that, well, that's why there's a lot of lag. I'm just watching this thing freeze up like crazy right now. There is actually a huge delay in what's going on. Let me see. There's a couple people in chat. So yeah, we actually changed some wireless settings last week, and kind of lowered some things here. So streaming is actually pretty poor right now. I'm actually surprised with how terrible it's being right now. But whatever. Saturday night, I'm just working on stuff. Um, anyway, back to MDT and imaging. I am Michael Rivera. Yeah, totally. Lots of lag, huge delay. I don't know how far back the lag is. Yeah, my upload is terrible. I'm gonna have to yell at one of our administrators because there's occasionally times there where me and Chris Davis from PC Addicts actually go live, and it's kind of convenient to have like a nice upload. But this is like almost unbearable. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm just like peeking over at my work computer here because I have the live stream pulled up over there just to see how it's looking. Yeah, I'm seeing where I said Spec Ops. I feel like that was like 5 minutes ago. Wow, wow, that's crazy. Well, that's kind of lame. Hopefully the video, once it actually finishes, uploading to YouTube after I finish the live stream, will sync up fairly well, because this is garbage. So my apologies to you guys if it's not too fantastic. But anyway, the reason mostly for doing this live stream and kind of doing this video, because it'll be uploaded, is my day-to-day life. And I kind of talked a couple weeks ago about I would do some videos on what I am currently working on at work. And last week we worked on basically the dashing thing, which is our dashboard that I'm currently setting up at work. And I don't know if we'll be able to see it from where we're at, so I'll try to pull it up and point my webcam over to that TV, and we can see how it looks. Let's see, my mouse all the way over here. So, actually, none of the stuff started, so I gotta pull all that back out. So, that's not gonna work. Let's see. All right, we'll see if I can get this pulled up here. Trying to get this pulled up here. I forgot that I actually rebooted the server the other day, and I forgot to start it. I mean, it's not really that big of a deal. Huh. That's kind of weird. Huh. So for whatever reason, that's not working right now. I'm probably gonna have to look into that later. Anyway, I guess I can't really show you guys. I really don't want to take the time to start it or look into why it's not working, because I don't know, it should be working. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Well, yeah, that's kind of weird. Huh. Well, anyway, back to what I was talking about. I completely apologize, and if you guys are still sticking around, I do appreciate it very much. But like I said, the main point of this video, and I'll go over here now and make it a little bit easier, is to just talk about my day-to-day, what I'm doing currently this week at my job. And that was basically just, you know, getting some things ready for imaging. We are getting about, well, close to 300 new computers this year to start replacing a lot of old machines that we have. So we ended up getting some of these really sweet HP minis, and they're the 800 G2s, I think. And they're really nice. I mean, they work really well. They don't have an internal power supply, which is really, really nice. So they're super small. And hopefully that goes over well. I haven't seen much of them out there. I don't have a lot of experience with them in a day-to-day life with them. So hopefully they last long and last longer than other devices with power supplies. I mean, if we can buy like all the power bricks, like extra power bricks, if in case like one goes bad, that'll be perfect. Hopefully not a lot of stuff goes bad with them though. So I'm excited to roll a lot of these out. I think there's going to be about 200 and something of those. And then we will be getting a bunch of new laptops which is also very exciting. Um, if you guys didn't know, I work in a hospital, so a lot of the doctors get the laptops, and um, they're these. They're HP 9480s. Well, I think we'll get a couple of these, and then we're looking at a newer model of HPs that are very similar to these things, and these are really, really sweet. This is actually what I use at my desk, and obviously I have like an i7 and like, I don't know, 12 gigs of RAM on that thing, and it's a beast. It's a powerhouse. I love that thing. So that's part of kind of what I worked on this week. We're looking at departments, different departments. Um, we're going to try to roll out basically one department at a time, try to get everything correct, all the settings correct and all that stuff before we get those out, which sometimes takes a while because, we have a lot of one-of programs in some places. Most of the time it's pretty straightforward, but you never know what you run into, especially with computers that have actually been out in the field for like 8 years or longer. Who knows what's going on with those things? So it might take some time to get all of that stuff figured out. And right now, even with imaging and trying to build the entire computer from start to finish and to actually get it deployed, you're looking at like 5 hours a computer, at least 5 hours per computer, just to basically, let's say, get it unboxed and get it on somebody's desk up and running. I mean, it might be like 6 or 7 hours really. It takes a while to get that stuff going. And that's all right, I guess. It just seems like a lot, especially when you're talking like, 300 computers. 300 times 7. I'm terrible at math. Let's see. 2,100 something. Yeah, hours. 2,100 hours. That's crazy. Divided by 8. So if you divided it by 8, 262. Yeah, that's just crazy. I'm terrible at math, and I don't know if that's completely right, how I'm trying to figure it out in my head. But, gosh. It's going to be a long project. And I hope we're ready for it. I mean, I think I'm ready for it, but shoot. Anyway, so getting one of our departments ready, which actually I'm kind of working on 3 different departments at the same time, just trying to figure out which one will be like the easiest to do, because it's never as easy as you think it's going to be. See if that works. Anyway, I'm still trying to work on this dashing thing because it's driving me nuts. There we go. Now it's going to work. Now I figured it out. So I'll be able to show you guys that. That I worked on a couple weeks ago. And we talked about it in a video. I kind of showed you guys what it was, what it did, yada yada. Huh. Still doesn't look like it's working. I don't know. I really don't want to mess with it too much. It's just taking up valuable video time here right now. Wow. Huh. It just blows my mind. That's why it's not working. Need to add this to the wiki, so I feel like there's something I'm missing here. Stupid Dameware. Wow, this thing is being really weird. CD, Cert? Nope. I might just reboot this server. This is annoying the hell out of me right now. Anyway, yeah, just landed here randomly. Hello. Can't really figure out. This is just driving me crazy now. Yeah, this is. Alright, let me reboot this server. This is making me mad now. I'm gonna call this reboot weirdness. So, again, back to imaging stuff. I am working on, like I said, 3 different departments, trying to get it figured out, the best way to possibly do it. Which, like I said, it never ends up the way you want it to because you have all these one-off programs, and it ends up taking a long time, and that sucks. I hate wasting time. I hate when stuff takes too much time. And I should expect that being in IT, of course, but you just like want there to be like this streamlined process of doing everything. And sometimes when you are basically replacing like Windows XP computers to Windows 7 computers, it's just like a pain in the butt because you have like all these old legacy programs that aren't going to function properly in Windows 7, and once you start getting involved in that stuff, then you have to contact all these vendors and try to get updated software, and then you're talking about pricing. Sorry, not much nudie. I hope that Newt 3. There you go, Newt 3. So yeah, like I know, like in our pharmacy area, we have some old stuff there that we're trying to contact vendors for replacement, and it's just that stuff drives me crazy. It's just, and it's also really hard to believe that, like, and we're not the only place by any means that is still running Windows XP. It's just surprising that there are so many places out there that are still running Windows XP. I don't know. It just kind of like, it blows my mind. It's so old. I mean, it's literally what, 16 years old or something now. Somewhere, yeah, 2001 or something. There's so many places out there that are doing it. But yeah, with the stuff I'm setting up currently, we are just getting out like a base image, and our base image, really like our complete base image, consists of almost nothing. I would say it's basically like you have our drivers, and you have the operating system, obviously, and you have like Adobe Reader and Java 7 or something, and then you have our antivirus software, and that's it. Super, super annoying with the lag. I don't know. Is this any better? Let's see. No, it looks like I'm still typing. No, this. Let's see. I don't know. Let me. Is this any better? Yeah, it looks like it's a little bit more synced up now. shoot. Sorry. Wow, that was really, really terrible. Like the lag or the delay, I think was actually like 10 minutes. Like legitimately at least 10 or 15 minutes. It was super, super long. So I appreciate whoever like actually stuck around and was watching that even with all the lag and like the chat was so far off. That was crazy. So I don't know. You guys would probably have to actually go back and watch like the video to see what I actually talked about. But a lot of it was just talking about Microsoft Deployment Toolkit, um, how we kind of use it here in the environment that I work in. I've used it for like 3.5 years now. Um, I've set Microsoft Deployment Toolkit up from scratch and in a couple different environments and got images that you can't beat free. If you're in a super large corporate environment, you probably have enterprise licensing, which would get you SCCM. That is pretty sweet too. I've used that at one of the school districts that I worked in, and it works much like MDT and things like that. But obviously, it's a lot better. Its whole purpose is to serve enterprise environments. But MDT is super legit for a free product from Microsoft. Microsoft did actually come through and produce a very powerful tool that does work really well. Um, I before this I used like Clonezilla, and that was pretty much it. I actually used Ghost a couple times. That was like so long ago, and Microsoft Deployment Toolkit really like kicked things up a notch because you don't have to have like your um, like a one computer that holds your image that you build on this one computer and then like you clone that one computer out or whatever. The images are actually held on the server, and it holds like the ISO and WIM or whatever, and you basically build on top of that. So it like installs the operating system, fresh, scratch, nothing, just this ISO of the operating system, and then you have all these task sequences that are built inside of MDT that handle your application installs. And then you can also have your Windows updates that get rolled down, things like that. It's really sweet. I mean, definitely a huge fan of MDT. So I'm glad that this video is actually synced up better now. It makes me definitely a little bit more happy. But yeah, if you guys are just tuning in or you're not aware of what's going on right now, I'm making up time at work. I'm getting ready to leave here in the next probably 20 minutes. I'm going on vacation next week, so I'm just here setting up some images, and they're currently running. Right now in the background, I have about 8 computers that I set up to image, and they're these pretty sweet little HP minis. About Microsoft System Center, is that any good? I never really used Microsoft System Center, to be honest with you. I can't give you my opinion on that. Here's the coolest thing about IT that I found in all the years that I've been in it. There is literally so much to it that you probably miss out on like all these things that so many people know about that like you might not know about, and vice versa. Like that just happens. Like there's you run into that constantly. Well, the system. Okay, so I'm looking this up. So technical, it's my System Center Configuration Manager, which is SCCM. So yeah, so this must be something new. System Center 2012. So I've only messed with 2012 servers in a school district a couple years ago, and that wasn't much of it. And then 2012 at home a little bit, not too much. We're not on 2012 yet here. So yeah, I'm sure it's fantastic. I know that 2012 and a lot of the products that they released with 2012 are pretty solid. but we're not there yet. Let's see. LES, where do you see the future for SysAdmins as more companies adopt the cloud technologies? I'm more referring to the role of the on-site sysadmin. Cheers from Australia. Well, thank you from Australia, or to us, whatever. Thank you. Sysadmins, you're always going to need a sysadmin, even if you're in the cloud. You're gonna have on-site, servers, no matter what. I mean, I cannot honestly see an entire enterprise network or enterprise business going completely to the cloud. Like, that just makes no sense to me. Like, I'm not a fan of the cloud at all. I hate the cloud, to be completely honest with you. So I guess I might be a little bit biased in the opinion that you might get from me, but I can't see sysadmins going away at all. Maybe you won't need as many sysadmins, but I mean, a sysadmin is always going to be needed, and whether that's managing Active Directory, your on-site servers, your imaging, you're always going to need a system admin for something. But yeah, maybe not as many. We have two where I'm at right now, and we're I don't even know. We're a small environment in the grand scheme of things. We have about 1,000 on-site users and close to another 1,000 off-site users, and we have roughly, I would say, like 1,200 or so devices in our network. On our network, so that's laptops, desktops, some printers, things like that. So yeah, we're a small environment with two sysadmins, which is pretty cool. I mean, there's a lot going on here, but this is a hospital, so I can't see hospitals going completely to the cloud just because there's so much critical information that I don't think you could ever safely go to the cloud. So 1,000 on-site users in the hospital. So in the grand scheme of things, it's small. When you look at other environments and things like that, I would consider this small. I've been in much larger environments where I've been in an environment that's basically close to like 4 times the size of this. One of the school districts I worked for, we had there was about, I think, like, well, I mean, if you include the students, you were looking at like 15,000 people, so close to 15,000. I think it was like 13. So 13,000 people. So you had 13,000 user accounts. You had, and in total, there was 9 schools in the district, and we had about 6,000 devices. So for a school district, that is pretty massive, in my opinion. So when I came here, to me, this is small. The school that I was actually in charge of, where I worked, was the high school. So it was the largest building out of all of them, and the school had 3,000 students. It was actually like 2,800 students, and then we had about 300 staff. So, and that's what I was in charge of, plus all the computers inside that building, which was like, I don't know, 1,100 or something crazy. So so I consider this place kind of small. And the other place we had for the school district, there was actually only one sysadmin, and there was one network admin. Which, yeah, school district though is much different than a hospital. So you have to take that into consideration. There's a lot more critical things going on in a hospital than a school district. There's not as many servers involved. So, like here we have, I think our count was like 189 servers, and that's a mix between physical and virtual. So that's a lot of servers. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. That's a lot of servers. There's obviously places that have a lot more servers than that, but we have a lot of servers here. You know, I actually worked in school districts for about yeah, 5 or 6 years, and the teachers were much more demanding than doctors are. Doctors can be bad, but they're relatively okay. The the docs that are the most pain are the ER docs, and I can't say anything bad about them because I mean they're literally, I mean, they're emergency docs, so they're literally trying to save people's lives most of the time. So I can never really give them a hard time, but they definitely can be a pain. LES. I have my comp TIA A plus, but I'm looking at getting. Do you think these? Yeah, Ellie, those are some good steps. Now I don't. I mean, are you looking more towards networking or are you looking more towards system administration? I mean, network plus is always a good thing to learn, even if you're going to be a system administrator. Just getting a nice handle of how that network works is always a plus. I have a phone call. Hold on, I gotta mute you. All right, sorry about that. Shoot. All right, so that was actually my phone call. I have to leave in like 5 minutes, so my apologies. But back to your question, a bit of an all-arounder, more of the server stuff, AD stuff. So yeah, what you basically said, those are definitely some good ideas for some certs, for sure. Um, you're gonna get them. I mean, just having a few like the Comp TIA Network Plus, those are some good base starters to get you involved in any type of like role. You're not going to jump right into a system administrator role. 90% of the time, I would say you were never going to jump into a system administrator role. You may land like a senior technician role or something like that. But even getting your foot in the door as some type of technician, you'll gain a lot of experience on how environment works, things like that. And my phone's ringing again. Hold on. Never mind. They decided they didn't want to talk to me. So yeah. But anyway, for you guys that have been watching and stuck around through all the super lag and delay, I appreciate you guys watching for sure. I am trying to plan more of these live things, and I kind of just do them spur of the moment. I will eventually try to schedule them out somewhat, but it's really hard to schedule out when you have kids and you're working all the time. So we'll see what I can figure out, but I don't know. I'm happy at least some people just pop in and show up. I'll answer a couple more questions here really quick. They must learn. Uh, VB, it's used a little bit for sure, especially in line with PowerShell. But PowerShell is definitely a must. Yeah, PowerShell is good to know. I'm gonna just write this out. PowerShell is a must. Like you have to know PowerShell nowadays. You can literally do so much of the system administrator stuff through PowerShell now. It makes it super easy. I am by no means an expert in PowerShell. In fact, I would call myself a noob in PowerShell. Yeah, there's a lot to learn in PowerShell, but it's definitely pretty good. where am I going for vacation? I am going to Punta Cana. I'm very, very excited about Punta Cana. Last year we went to Cancun, which I was super pumped up about. So now I'm going even further out into the wilderness. I'm from the Midwest, like 90 miles outside of Chicago, so I'm used to flatlands. Punta Cana is right next to Haiti. Yeah, I'll type it out. It might be hard to hear me. No, I've never been to Australia. I would definitely love to check out Australia. I just like my whole thing now. Like I'm getting older. I just want to see the world. I just want to see like everything that I can see before my end of days, I guess. So we'll see what happens. But I don't know if I could handle a plane ride to Australia. That's like God. That's like 20 hours or something. I hate being in a plane just for like 2.5 hours to go to Florida. That's the worst. I hate planes. I can't say I hate planes. They're just uncomfortable. I'm a big guy, obviously, so it's like super, super uncomfortable for me to sit in a plane for any amount of time. It's just not. It's not convenient. Uh, they don't make planes for fat people. So let's see. But anyway, if you guys have any more questions, really, really quick, I'll try to answer like a couple more questions if you have anything real quick. 18 hours San Francisco to Melbourne. So yeah, San Francisco is another 4 hours. Actually, it's close to 5 for me. I could get 2 seats, but I can't afford that. I'm not that big. I can actually fit into a seat and be all right. It's not that I'm overly large. It's just that, oh man, I actually used to be overly large, but I just recently, since last November, I dropped about, well, over 70 pounds now. So down 70 pounds. So I can definitely fit in a plane seat much much better than I could before. But yeah, Ellie, San Francisco is another 4.5, 5 hours just from me. So, and that would be like the same if like since I'm in the like literally the middle of our country, it's like 5 hours to the East Coast and like 5 hours to the West Coast. So, you know, if I wanted to go to Australia, I'd have to go, 5 hours to San Francisco and then another 18 hours to Melbourne. So that is way too long in a plane, man. I would have to take like so many sleeping pills to knock me out. Ah, thank you. Yeah, it's been a long road for sure. It's not easy losing weight. I would definitely say that. I think it was kind of easy to lose the first 70 pounds, but I'm trying to lose more, and I just can't. I'm just struggling right now. But anyway, I have to go because if I don't go, I'm gonna get yelled at, and I don't want to get yelled at. That's what happens when you have a significant other. So anyway, it was nice chatting with you guys. I appreciate it. Stick around. If you guys haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel and you'll get notifications when I do this more. I really enjoy doing this. It's definitely pretty exciting for me. So, like I said, hit me up. Take it easy. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time.